Last week I hit my wife with a plate of beetroot and I'm still bleeding. I can't finish a poem or begin a story. I chew my fingernails down to my shoulders, pick three-legged horses with beautiful names, take my legs for gray walks, molder in Brown's Hotel, go to bed as though to an office, read with envy of lonely old women who swig disinfectant by the pint, think about money, dismiss it as dirt, think about dirt, oh blimey.
Bob Kingdom's Dylan Thomas is one of a large number of remarkable one-man and one-woman shows devoted to dead celebrities. Also, he was a drunk and you're a drunk, aren't you, Bill?
Well, if I had it over, I'd like to try it all without liquor, but never had anything stronger than beer before I was 12. Been having trouble with insomnia, though.
It's an old Bill Fields joke, this one, yes?
I've found the perfect cure. Get plenty of sleep. Yes. Yeah. Trouble was too much water in my youth, you see. Water is a dangerous substance. Now, wine. Wine is wholesome. Did you ever see a barefoot Italian grape presser with athlete's foot?
No, but I saw someone do some very good lines by W.C. Fields. Just tell me one thing specifically about your show. When do you base it in Fields' life? When does it actually happen?
At the end of his life, before he goes into a sanatorium for the final time.
Do you think he was a sad man, a tragic man, now you've studied him?
Yes, absolutely, but out of that comes great laughter, too.
Sure. And how has the show gone down in Edinburgh?
Quite reasonably.
Quite reasonably?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Let me just ask this gentleman over here. Ray Hanna, you almost do look the part. You're not playing, you're not doing it in character. You've been doing Lenny Bruce. Is it fair to get laughs from some other comedian by doing that comedian's life?
Well, he got a lot of laughs in his life. He was a very funny guy on and off the stage, and I think we're being fair to his memory with the show. It's a very unsentimental show. I think it's very realistic, and it's based on a lot of first-person interviews, and a lot of material that's not appeared in any other place.
Is it funny? People might go along expecting lots of jokes. Is it funny?
Yeah, there are some routines of his, and there are some things that we wrote and tried to, like early in his career, where there's no record of it. So we know he played in the Catskills, but there's no record of what he did. So we wrote a Catskills act like a regular hack comic would do in 1949.
Okay.
So there's some laughs in it. Yeah, sure.
Does the Lenny Bruce accent come naturally to you?
No, I'm from California, and he was from Long Island. So you got to kind of cop to it a little bit, you know, and just kind of like to his phraseology. And besides, he uses a lot of Yiddish, and I'm an Arab. So I had to learn a few things, yeah.
All right, let's talk about Susan Bono. Susan, you're doing Billie Holiday.
Yeah.
And we're going to ask you, it's very difficult to ask you to sing a little bit now, but we know that you're a brilliant jazz singer and your voice adapts brilliantly. Can you give us a little bit of early Billie Holiday?
Okay. If I decide to take a notion to jump right into the ocean, tain't nobody's business if I do.
And how does the voice change towards the end?
If I decide to take a notion to jump right into the ocean, tain't nobody's business if I do.
Suzanne, it sounds like life freaked you out. I know, actually, because we've been talking, it actually freaks you out to do this performance every night. Can you tell us about that?
Well, it's very painful in it. I'm talking about a lot of really painful things that are very close to the bone, as in racial abuse, an early rape, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, you name it. It's
At
all
the end of the
in there.
night, you're fairly depressed, am I right?
Definitely, yeah. The last show was yesterday, so I'm really pleased today that I've managed to get through everything.
All right, and it's been a great success. I
Yeah,
know
it's
people are
been,
raving
yeah,
about
really
it.
good
Okay, you
success,
can't get
yeah.
tickets for this lady. You also can't get tickets for Jack. Jack, back on the stage.
Oh, so you doing all right up there? Are you all right up the top? You're all right? You can see everything. No, you've got to look after them. They had cheap seats. They deserve a nice show as well. Right, I'll tell you that the comedian I've got on now is probably one of the funniest men in Britain. You might have seen him in A Packet of Three. He's a wonderful comedian. Please make him feel welcome here. Frank Skinner, yeah, cheer it for him.
Oh, we like a laugh. I've been. Somebody's leaving already. Big fan of mine. I'm a big fan of the Sun newspaper. Do you ever read that? It's interesting. I was reading it today. There was an article about pit bull terriers, right? And I think we all need to know about these because they'll bite your bollocks off. You know, if they get. In fact, that was the headline. They'll bite your bollocks. So I thought I'll read this. You know, and do you know? Because in Birmingham, it's a real problem. That everybody's got one. You see them, right? Big yellow teeth. It's horrible. And narrow little red eyes, you know. And they're taking these pit bull terriers for a walk. They can't control them at all. You know, one of these dogs, when it bites, right, it locks its jaws like that. It locks, right? Hey, son? It locks. And you can't get it off. I've seen people walking around in bed with it just hanging on the leg like that. And people say, you got a pit bull, I can't get it off. It's terrible. They can't get in supermarkets or anything. They're just stuck there, right? I've seen one hard case that I know came in the pub with 3 on each arm. He said, go on. Get that off. Yeah, can't, right? But, and this is a piece of advice that could save someone's life here tonight, right? There is one way to make a pit bull terrier release its grip. And I think you've guessed already, haven't you, mate? What you have to do, I swear to you this is true, what you have to do is stick your finger up its arse. It's a fact, stick your finger up its arse. Who discovered that then? And how? I don't know about you, but if a dog bites me, I tend not to think, oh, I must get me finger. You just don't do it. No, I reckon it was a pit bull terrier owner, right, sitting at home one night, watching the telly, bit bored, you know. The old dog lying there asleep on the settee. And you know, when the telly goes, you start looking around the room, don't you, for things to do, really. Get a bit bored of the old Rubik's Cube and stuff and probably thought... We didn't want to wake it, obviously, right? And of course they sleep. They sleep with their mouth shut, right? So the dog must have been there with the mouth like that, right? And he must have just gone... Oh. Now, I don't know much about ventriloquism, but that could have been a brilliant act, couldn't it? Well, animal rights people down here thinking... In fact, I don't know much animal jokes because I knew about in the animal rights, and he said to me, it was in a pub one night, he said, Frank, don't ever do any animal rights stuff. He said, I'll tell you something now and you'll be stunned. There is a laboratory in Kent, right, and what they're doing, they are squeezing washing up liquid into the eyes of pedigree beagles. Well, I laughed, actually, because I thought he said Jeremy Beadle, right? And I thought, well, that sounds morally okay to me. In fact, I was thinking of popping down for a weekend and having a bit of a squirt myself, eh? All right, Jeremy. I'm joking, of course. Anyway, it's nice to be here on Channel 4, and we're having a good old time tonight, aren't we? Channel 4, in fact, let me down on one occasion, because what they did, they introduced this season called Banned. Did anyone see this? It said the programmes they said we could never show, uncut and uncensored. I was there. I was unzipped, right? I was ready. Don't laugh too much at that, mate. And I was all set to go, right? I was not rigid, but robbery, right? Now, I don't know if you've ever tried masturbating to a documentary about media coverage of the miners' strike, but it can't be done. And I had visitors as well, which, you know, they didn't like me. In fact, I don't think they'll buy the flat now. That's the way people are. Anyway, you've been very wonderful. Thanks a lot, and good night.
Frank Skinner proving that the idea of Birmingham isn't an entirely negative concept. One of the most interesting plays this August is about two Irish boys, two Pats. It's called Patrick's Day, and they serve behind a bar. Can I get a drink?
Will you give me a hand here, will you, please?
Can I have a drink, please?
What do you want?
It's a snake bite.
Snake bite, what's that?
It's cider and Guinness.
You want me to put cider in the Guinness?
Yeah?
Piss off, okay? What do you want?
Get out of here.
Roy Hoddersley, what do you want? You want me to put a shamrock on a pint of Guinness? No problem. Pat, can you put a shamrock on this? Go on. Oh, so that's how it's done. Brilliant. There you go.
Hey, Pat, what does phenomenal mean?
Well, it's like relating to the, well, in what context?
The rains in barley are phenomenal.
Well, you know, like you get rains and barley and you get a lot of rain.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what it means, do I?
Oh, that's going to ruin the whole bloody story for me.
Will you give me a hand here? We're
that
chock a
anyway.
block here tonight. For Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Oh. I mean, look at you. You're eating ice cream 24 hours a day, for Christ's sake. You got a real problem with that stuff. You better see somebody about that.
I am Mr. Whippy.
Thanks for the drink, boys. It's really nice of you. I think we'll go back to Jack. Laughing Jack, down in the music hall. Jack, are you there?
It's over.
Oh, listen. Tell us, do you tell Irish jokes at this bar?
Irish jokes?
Irish jokes.
Who is this guy?
I'm too busy. I'm reading this book.
What's this crap you're reading? I mean, look at this. Look, this. You're going off your head. Look, the female yunch. What's all that about?
It's by Germaine Greer.
It's Germani Greer.
It's German Greer, actually.
Germani Greer. It's not how much you know. You're supposed to be educated.
Thank you,
Get out.
Pat.
Come on,
Thank you,
time,
Pat.
please,
Time,
ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go back down to Jack, who is now ready in the music hall.
Well, the next actor has told me he's a little bit nervous because it's live and all, and he's actually trying out some new stuff. So, you know how it is, when you're on drugs, it's difficult, isn't it? He's one of my favourite comics. Make him feel very welcome tonight. Lee Evans, yeah!
Goes to the town blues, fading away. Be a part of it, no, New York. Make it there, make it anywhere. It's up to New York. Listen. like to. I'd like to, because good evening. Please. It's good to be. I can't believe I'm here. I was out there, and the stage manager is going, go, 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 go. I go, am I on? Am I on? Am I on? He said, no, just will you go? Will you? But good to be here, good to be here. And no, seriously, I can't believe I'm here. I was out there, and then he's going, you're on. I stood back in amazement. I couldn't believe it. I was one step amazed. I was that much amazed. I took another step backwards. I was 2 steps in. Well, the bloke out there said, Lee, you're on. He stepped back. I said, what do you think? He said, I'm 1 step amazed at you too. I said, well, I stepped back at you. I was 3 now. 2 of myself, and 1 at him. He stepped forward. I said, what you think? He said, it's crap, isn't it, this? I said, I stepped forward. I was only 2. Well, he was 1. Well, I think it was...
All right, I think Logan are great. My 2 stars of this year's Edinburgh Festival are Adrian and Pat, who come all the way from Adelaide. And to come all the way from here, you actually did what? You sold your house? To bring your show here. And your show's called what?
The Incredible Shrinking Mortgage Show, which when you think about it, it's terribly logical. What we did was atrophy the mortgage wonderfully.
It hasn't worked.
I think it is,
Who says it hasn't worked?
It hasn't worked. You've had 3 people in the audience some nights.
But everybody's had 3 people in the audience some nights. And they were 3 wonderful people, and what's more, I think you are somewhat sub-exaggerating.
It's a lousy title. I think it's a lousy title, Pat.
Yes, but you remembered it pretty well.
I remembered it.
And you had to remind you once.
All right.
And what's...
Somehow you've become the symbols of the festival because you sold your house, you spent all your money to get here, and it's, the critics haven't come. It's like a tragic but romantic failure, isn't it?
Well, hasn't that happened to a lot of other people in the festival too? I mean, maybe we're a bit older than your average person that gives everything up to
I don't think it's your
Edinburgh.
age, Adrian, that made people take notice. It's the fact that you sold your house and came to the side of the world.
But if we think what we're doing is good, then surely we'd put our money where our mouth is. Isn't that logical?
It is, it is. You're glad you did it?
Certainly, certainly.
When are you going to live when you go back to Australia?
We'll perch with somebody. We'll be fine. The important thing is that coming to Edinburgh for our sort of work is really coming to our trade fair worldwide, and we're hoping...
And you will sacrifice everything, and you have done. And you're famous for it. You're famous for it. And for the great hat.
Oh, why, thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful, you did really well. Let's go back to Jack on the stage.
Okay, well, anyway, speaking of music, No, who is this karaoke bastard? Who is he? No, I mean, at 3 of his gigs, he hasn't been at 1 of them yet. Oh, no. We haven't got much time, we're going to rock on. We're going to have a musical act now in the form of a wonderful comedy trio from Canada. They've just come from the Melbourne Festival, they're a big hit. They're a big hit here in Scotland for the first time. Corky and the Juice Pigs, yes!
Sunday he was talking to the masses. Monday he was raising up the dead. Tuesday he was turning water into Beaujolais, and he said we had a choice of white or red. Wednesday he was walking on the water as he helped my father fix our swimming pool. Thursday I saw him down by the local pub, but he couldn't find a place to park his mule. The man who thinks he's Jesus lives next door to me. The man who thinks he's Jesus fixed my color TV.
Tell him about it, Greg.
I try to give him shillings, but they fall right through his wrists. With just an ounce of vodka, he can get 5,000 pissed.
He always heals my grandma, although she's never sick. If you want 2,000 lepers, he can get them really quick.
The man who thinks he's Jesus lives next door to me. The man who thinks he's Jesus fixed my color TV.
You tell him about it, Sean.
I always invite him over to play Monopoly, but he's afraid we'll take his robe away if he rolls number 3. He has a funny penchant for wearing a crown of thorns, but I don't really care as long as he fixes grandma's corns.
Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance and he, and I'll lead you all wherever you may be. And I'll come to your house and I'll fix your TV. Amen.
I put a wheel in her right hand.
I put a wheel in her left hand. I put a wheel between her legs.
I used my grandma as a skateboard, and we went up and down, and we went round and round. We did the alley hop, we did the acid drop, went down a hill, and we took a spill, and now Grandma is dead.
Now that we have you all feeling sensitive, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're a wonderful crowd. We'd like to do a tribute for you now to a very talented songwriter, singer, dancer, juggler, skateboarder, ice cream salesman, Nazi hunter, fugitive, vlogger, cake maker. This is our tribute to the very lovely Suzanne Vega.
Small boy goes walking down the street as a large man dressed as a can of tuna comes up behind him. And the boy hears a tinny footstep and turns around. And he sees the tuna can towering over him higher and higher. And he says, What do you want? And the tuna can says, I love you, will you touch my little key? And the boy says, yes, I will. I'll touch your little key, I'll twist it right off, and then I will take the huge chunks of white meat packed in spring water, and I'll put them on my head, and I'll sing a song of freedom, and I'll stick a large tube in my neck, which is very low down here. No matter what I do, I'll always love you. Even though you've bitten me so hard on the back, I saw cubes.
Are you lost in love just like me?
Lost in love just like me.
Looking for love just like me.
Looking for love just like me.
Hoping for love just like me.
Hoping for love.
Are you searching for love just like me?
Où est l'amour? Sometimes when I'm all alone late at night, I pull all the skin off my dog. And I throw him in the bathtub and see the incredible designs that spread out from him. And I say, hey everybody, come look at my incredible dog. And then suddenly out of nowhere, the closet opens and a huge, big, fat, naked squirrel crawls across my legs and says, I love to dance, I love to sing, I'm a squirrel with no skin. And then suddenly I wet myself and several other people, and I'm thrown off the bus into a huge pile of nostrils. And the nostrils all have your name written on them. And in my eyes I see your pants.
Are you lost in love just like me? Searching for love just like me. Hoping for love just like me. Are you searching for love just like me? Ooh-hoo.
I was a dancer once, but I lost my leg on the bus and I went back to look for it and it was gone. I once gave birth to a small loaf of cheese and everyone said, it looks just like you. And I once had a dream that you were mine, and I wasn't yours because I was too small at all.
Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.
Good. I think we'll use that. All right, well, there we go. Without the Juice Pigs having fun with Suzanne Vega, which is more than I ever did. The Right Honourable Roy Hattersley, excuse me, gentlemen, excuse me, Varum, you're in town to sell books, aren't you?
I'm in town to promote books, that's
Promote
right.
books.
To sell a few, to talk about
literature,
all those highfalutin, high-minded.
We have to remember there's a book festival here.
That's right, that's
now,
right.
I'd like to say, ignore these two.
Just a minute.
Ignore these two. The fact that you can write a long novel, a Victorian-length novel, this is the second in the series, the fact that there are 4 books of essays, the fact that you write... Is a politician's job a full-time job? It's not really, is it?
Well, a politician's job is to be a politician but keep moderate and keep balance about it. Politicians who do nothing except politics are inclined to be very peculiar people, in my view. I know very peculiar people are welcome here this evening.
Sure they are, indeed.
But politicians who do nothing else, who don't have what Dennis Healy called the hinterland to withdraw into, become pretty obsessive. And I think we had enough of that with Mrs. Thatcher. Nothing except politics, no interest except government. Politicians ought to have some of the interests as well.
Do you think she... I mean, this is a novel set in the Victorian era. She was... I thought Victorian values were her preserve.
She talked about Victorian values, but she didn't quite know what Victorian values were. Did he actually get you there?
Oh, he did, Roy, he did, yes. No, this is reality. This is real drama on this. Real drama.
We're pretending it's live, aren't we? They don't know the people out there. It's
No,
recorded,
it's all recorded, isn't it?
Yes, they don't realise.
I want to go into the festival quickly. We began very swiftly with this year's festival with Frank Dunlop from the official festival attacking wonderful people like this in the Fringe. You feel a bit questionable about the official festival?
Well, I think there's a lot of good stuff comes out of the Fringe, but there's so much now that there's a lot of bad stuff as well. And nobody's suggesting everything that's in the Fringe is good. I mean, we're all here to prove it tonight. But my regrets about the Real Festival is that the drama isn't what it used to be. I'm told the music's very good. I wouldn't know. I don't know a crotchet from a quaver. But the drama isn't what it was when I came here 30 years ago. The plays aren't
So
as good as
let's
they
stick
used to
it
be.
back to Frank Dunlop. If you get named after a tyre firm, you deserve
Well, I
trouble.
guess that somebody must have bribed Frank Dunlop to give the Fringe the publicity. I mean, it's the best thing that's happened to the Fringe this year.
Right. And Roy, your book, In That Quiet Earth, gets the publicity it deserves and cleaned up by the comedy mimes from East Berlin. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a 3-minute break because we have to make money as well. Here's some adverts.
People lucky enough to have white meter heating in their homes know all about its warmth and good value all round the house. But did you know that summer is the best time to fit it? Because right now, Scottish Power will fit it absolutely free. So you could save around £200. No wonder people are turning to white meter heating this summer.
My husband says I drink too much coffee. He thinks I should cut down on caffeine.
Relax, darling, lighten up.
So I started drinking Café Hague. The only thing it hasn't got is caffeine.
Must go, darling.
And you know, I do notice the difference.
Bye.
Like just now, he's off again to the garden centre. Do I fret and fuss? I do not. I just go right back to snipping and pruning. I'm totally relaxed. Café Hague. When coffee tastes this good, who needs caffeine?
It was a routine investigation. Some germs were into organized crime. Somebody had to clean up this town, and that somebody was me. So I went to work, wiping out germs and deodorizing the joint. I left it smelling kinda fresh.
Oh, thanks, Lieutenant.
Just doing my job, ma'am. Domestos Fresh wipes out germs and freshens up.
California, I've captured your essence, your spirit, and sparkle.
And California, the fragrance that captures the dream, offers you the chance to fly there for free when you buy any of the California range. All you have to do is stay 2 weeks in our selected hotels. California, capture the dream and fly there for real.
I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me. In these last few days, I've been afraid that I might drift away. Well, I've been telling old stories, singing songs that that make me think about where I came from. That's the reason why I seem so far away today. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had.
Oh, thank you. You really are. You're a great audience. You're nice people. Oh, I don't know if you're nice people. I don't know anything about you. I haven't met any of you. As far as I know, you're off badger baiting in a minute. I don't know, do I? Oh, I tell you. Neighbour of mine's fitted a car alarm. Great idea. I don't know about you. I like to know if someone's walking past my car. Yeah. Oh, great, yeah. He's fitted an extra paranoid car alarm all through the night. We all go out in our dressing gowns. What is it? Bloke war, but I didn't like the look of him yet. His neighbour wakes me up. 8 o'clock in the morning. He says, I'm going out to Halfords. Anything you want me to get? Oh, yeah, I got a list in my pyjama pocket. I actually worked out a way of keeping the neighbours next door quiet. They've moved out, and I've worked out a way of keeping this house quiet. Every time an estate agent shows people around that house, you know what I do? I go and wait in my garden, okay? When he shows them around the garden, I pick up a nice big handful of turf and gravel and stuff. Just wait. When they get close enough, just step out and lob it. Right. Got children, have you? Oh, I tell you. No, I like it up here. I was on the train I came up on the train, and this bloke said to me, this bloke started talking to me. He said, have you ever been to Scotland before? I said, no, never. I said, it's a complete lie. I've been many times. I just, wanted to kill the conversation there. You know what I mean? No, he said, oh, you're going to love it. He said, the people in Scotland are so friendly. They really are. I said, what, you met them all, have you? I'm having a good time. On the whole, the people I meet up in Scotland are very friendly people. You stop and ask someone the directions, they'll help you. I live in a place called Sodding Typical. You get anything like that where I live. Where I live, we have pedestrian crossings. You press the button, it goes, crossing you want. I don't give a toss, I don't. I mean, you're a grown-up. It's just a road. What's wrong with you? I tell you, I got an answer phone. It's got an attitude problem. It has. I got 3 days, no messages. All of a sudden, it goes, oh, I forgot to tell you, Tony Wilson rang. All right, thank you very much. Back to Tony.
Amber the eccentric. And isn't Jack wonderful? And by the way, to refute the political calumnies, Roy Hattersley, this isn't a live show, by the way. If it wasn't live, they'd have edited that out, because I nearly hurt myself. Fine. Lily Savage. You're actually doing a show in about 3 minutes downstairs.
I am. I'm late.
Yeah?
I'm going to get shot.
What? You're a real TV star, aren't you? As in TV, as in, yeah, you're dressed up tonight.
Well, this is me Logan here, out for Tony, because I do a bit of air stewardessing on the side, you know what I mean? Yeah.
They tell me that in your act, you say that you give new men a hard time.
I do.
New man. Don't you? I do washing up. Don't you like that?
I am not interested in a man who's going to show me what to do with the salad. I want my vest ripping off and a good time on the landing.
You do?
That's what I want. Yes, that's what I want.
You do?
Yes.
You do. Have you enjoyed Edinburgh?
I've had a bowl. A bowl.
Ah, Jesus, Judge Pickles, how you doing, all right?
I told you, just give me
Listen, you can pay for these any way you like, but we don't take luncheon vouchers, all right?
That's disgusting. I'm sorry, Cynthia, I do apologise.
Well, they are.
Sorry, time, please,
What do you mean, time? We've only just got here, for God's sake. Hey, I know, just talk about uncivilised bloody people.
Isn't there a bit of Irish in you? I thought you were.
There's been a few things in me, Tony, in me day, but like, there's a lot of Irish in me.
I'm sorry.
There's a lot of Irish in me.
And Scottish.
The savages of Roscommon.
I'm sorry I said that. Cynthia, you've been shacking up with this person.
Yes, I have a very large flat, and he has a room there. But he's now become one of my best girls, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That's
oh,
right,
yeah.
Cynthia.
Now, you say he. I respect
she.
this man's identity, yes.
You see, Cynthia's caught me dressing in men's clothes.
That's disgraceful. Do you get a thrill from that?
No, I get this urge now and then to dress up, you know, put a suit on and something.
Yeah,
but I'm having psychotherapy for this.
Cynthia, he's been complaining about his living quarters, though, to me beforehand.
Cynthia, it's rough, isn't it?
He did mean that's
It
why
is.
he's in my flat.
Yeah.
He's in your flat.
I have to
I
move
have a
out.
very nice flat.
There seems to be a competition here to do with the sexiest and the dirtiest things. And I know, I mean, Lily, I mean, you know, I think Skinner's probably the worst, but you've been getting some lewd reviews, yeah?
Not really, I'm not rude, so am I, Cynthia?
I don't think so,
No.
no, just a bit blunt like me.
The rude part of your act, Cynthia, I believe, isn't what you do. You have an evening with Cynthia here,
An
don't
afternoon
An
of
afternoon.
innocent sin, and that's all they get.
Exactly.
That's all they get.
But they're allowed to ask questions afterwards.
Oh, yes.
And you've been asked some fairly awful questions.
Not really. Some of them are very, very serious.
They want to know how to be whipped, don't they?
No, yes, there was one afternoon when a gentleman wanted to know, and I said, well, what do you want to know for? And everybody laughed, because it's obvious that he wanted it.
We've been very busy. Very busy.
What have you been busy doing?
With gentlemen who want to be whipped. I've been rushed off my boots,
Okay.
honestly.
A last word about Edinburgh Festival,
Yeah.
what it means to you coming from Birkenhead. Not a real Liverpudlian, by the way, Birkenhead, Cheshire.
The Whittle, thank you.
What does it mean to you coming here?
I've had a real ball, honestly. It's been smashing. The people are lovely. The show's going down well. What more can I ask for? Yeah.
And you,
And
Cynthia?
the shoplifting,
The
Tony. Bellissimo.
Well-
We don't make those kind of jokes. How have you felt about it?
Well, for me, it's been another challenge in my life, and I've enjoyed taking it out. I didn't think I could do it, go on the stage without a prop, but I realise I can.
You like an audience, don't you?
Oh, yes, I love people. I love people to have a good laugh, and
All
I
right.
think that's the best tonic.
Cynthia and Lily, thank you. I'm going to stop here because Lily, you've got a show downstairs.
I better
Move
run.
your ass. And I mean
will.
that in the most
Listen,
polite
see
way.
you soon.
See you
All right.
later. Let's go back
Ta-ra.
to Jack in the music hall.
Ta-ra,
Jack!
Cynthia. See you later.
So there we are. I woke up this morning, I had pins and needles. That's a fear. You think animals get pins and needles? You hedgehogs get pins and needles? Do you ever wake up and go, oh, I've got that weird smooth feeling in my body. Oh, do you ever get that, Harry? You get the smooth feeling? Oh, you've been run over, you're a hedgehog, for Christ's sake. Our next guest is an outspoken comic of the very highest caliber from the United States. Please raise the roof time for Bill Hicks, yeah!
Thank you very much. How you doing? Good. I am a comedian and poet, so anything that doesn't get a laugh is a poem. Gotta have a back door, you know. I love being a comedian. It's the greatest job in the world for one very simple reason. I don't have a boss. Definite plus in a lifestyle, man. Every job I ever had with a boss, always harassed. Hicks, how come you're not working? There's nothing to do. Well, you pretend like you're working. Well, why don't you pretend I'm working? Yeah. You get paid more than me, you fantasize. Pretend I'm mopping, knock yourself out. It's not that I have a bad attitude. I got the kind of face people I don't even know walk up to me out of the blue and go, what's wrong? Nothing. Well, it takes more energy to frown than it does to smile. Yeah, you know it takes more energy to point that out than it does to leave me alone? Yeah. So you got a very beautiful city here. I love it. It's just great. Warm in the day, cold at night. I love that because I sleep all day. Actually, I love the cold weather, man. I was in Chicago, Illinois one time. I was there 5 below zero, no wind chill. Little nippy. But it's kind of neat, though, in that weather. Going outdoors, watching smokers pass out because they don't know when they're done exhaling. Just good, cheap American fun. And I lied. It was me. But I do smoke. If this bothers anyone, I recommend you looking around the world in which we live and shutting your mouth. How's that? How many non-smokers do we have here tonight? Non-smokers. Good. I got something to tell you. Something I know you don't know. And I'm excited about telling you something because I know you want to learn. Ready? Non-smokers, this is for you and you alone. Ready? Non-smokers die every day. Sleep tight. So I know you entertain some type of eternal life fantasy because you don't smoke. Let me be the first to pop that bubble and send you hurtling back to reality. You're going to die too. Have a good night. Okay. You know what doctors say? Shoot, if only you'd smoked, we'd have the technology to help you. You people dying from nothing that are screwed. I got all sorts of neat stuff waiting for me. Oxygen tent, iron lung. It's like going to Tandy. See, what bugs me is I don't drink. A lot of you non-smokers are drinkers. I'm a non-drinker and a smoker. To me, we're trading off vices. That seems fair, doesn't it? Not to you non-smokers. We don't care whether you drink. Why should our lives be threatened by your nasty habit? Yeah, but you know what? I can't kill anyone in a car because I'm smoking a cigarette. And I've tried. Turn off all the lights, rush them, they always see the glow. I've tried. I don't drink anymore because I had to quit because I really drank. Okay. See, I know a lot of you fancy yourselves partiers, but let me tell you one quick subtle difference. You're setting up. I was pathetic. I get pulled over by the cops, I'd be so drunk, I'd be out dancing to their lights, thinking I'd made it to another club. Did not look good on the arrest report. I don't drink, I don't do drugs anymore. But I'll tell you something about drugs. I know it's not a very popular idea. You don't hear it very often anymore, but it's the truth. I had a great time doing drugs. Sorry. Never murdered anyone, never robbed anyone, never raped anyone, never beat anyone, never lost a job, a car, a house, a wife, or kids. Laughed my ass off. Went about my day. Sorry. Now, where's my commercial? How come I don't get a commercial? How come it's always that other guy? I lost my job, then my wife, then my house, then my car, then my kids. Don't do drugs. Well, I'm definitely not doing them with you. Jeez. Man, you're bumming me. I mean, I've lost my car before, but I found it the next morning, you know. I don't think that warranted a commercial. I lost my car and, oh, no, there it is over there. See you tomorrow. Bye. You know, I mean, I've lost stuff. I just cannot believe in a war against drugs when they follow anti-drug commercials all day long with, you know, beer commercials. Sorry, alcohol is a drug, A, and here's the hard one to swallow. Alcohol kills more people than crack, coke, and heroin combined each year. Fact. And I'll tell you something, if I were going to legalize a drug, it would not be alcohol. You know why? There's better drugs and better drugs for you. That's a fact, too. So you can stop your internal dialogue. Wait a minute, Bill. Alcohol is an acceptable form of social interaction, which for thousands of years has been the norm. Shut up. Your denial is beneath you, and thanks to the use of hallucinogenic drugs, I see through you. I mean, I'm not promoting drugs. I had bad times on them. One time, me and 3 friends dropped acid, drove around in my dad's car. He's got one of those talking cars. We're tripping. Car goes, "The door is ajar." We pulled over, thought about that for 12 hours. Thank you very much. Good night.
The fabulous Hicks. Finally, boys, we're near the end now. Pat and Pat, how was the night?
Pretty good, actually, Tony. Yeah,
good.
Oh, the stabbing, really, like.
What happened, man? What
happened? Well, I just said to the guy, you know, have you got no homes to go to? And he stabbed me, you know.
Why?
Well, apparently he's homeless. This book is phenomenal.
Thank you, Pat.
You're a bard.
Thank you,
Piss
Pat.
off.
Thank you, Pat. Let's just meet some more people before we go. Your name, sir?
Domenico Scarlatti.
Fine. Apparently here in Edinburgh, every day you get married. And
That's
people,
right,
People
yes.
turn up to watch it.
Indeed they do, yes, every morning, yes.
What's your problem? Okay, fine, all right.
The agency made a mistake. They sent a rather large crowd along.
Why do you think people like coming to weddings?
Well, everyone likes to have a good cry, don't they, at a wedding? It's a marvellous experience.
You're very popular.
Thank
well
you.
done, sir.
Thank
Well
you.
done. All right. Before we go away, we've got two last things up here. This is Avner the eccentric. I got his name wrong before. Do you forgive me? No, he doesn't forgive me. What are you going to do with this ladder? Okay, on his chin, right? While he's doing this, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to... Oh, my heavens. No, have you got this? Okay, cameras. Oh. Hold on a second. Right, get out of the way of the thing there. We'll let you get it up again there. You're going again. He wants his hat on. Fine. Behind here we have Graham, who's going to play us out from this area with a didgeridoo. He's got an album out soon, but then hasn't everybody in Edinburgh.
Thank you, Tony. I don't think that there is a guest on this show who would not mind me saying that we've saved the best till the last. I'm sure that you're going to love having them here. Please welcome, make welcome the young Voronezh Balalaikis. Yes.
Good night. The last song we're playing out on is dedicated to the emergency committee. Wherever you are tonight, whatever cells you're in, we're thinking of you boys. From Edinburgh,
good night.
Good night.